Hey guys, welcome to Motorides. My name is Amit, and this, of course, is the new e-Vitara. We are here in London, about 45 miles away from the beautiful capital of the UK, in front of this beautiful mansion. And today we'll be driving this car for some distance. So let me start off by letting you know as to what this car is about. So in terms of size, this is 4.3 meters or thereabouts. Very chunky styling, very muscular, a very high bonnet. And let's start with its styling. And as you can see, you have these DRLs with white LED projector headlamps. It gets a 360-degree camera, these adaptive inlets, since this is an EV, and you also get a fog lamp here. So pretty well equipped in terms of the lighting system and the camera system. It also comes with ADAS level 2. So this, when it launches in India, will be the second Maruti Suzuki car to come equipped with level 2 ADAS systems. How do you think this car looks? Do let me know in the comment section. From the side, you'll get these beautiful 18-inch alloy wheels, and they are shod with this Goodyear rubber, 225 section tires. Now, the ground clearance here has not been mentioned, but by the looks of it, I assume this is about 190 mm. The height of this car is also sufficient. There is a request sensor here. The mirrors are big and wide. The 360-degree camera unit sits right here, and the window size also is decent. A peculiar thing about this car's door handle is that it's not in its usual place. It's right here. This car also gets this sunroof. Although it's not panoramic, you get this shark fin antenna. It's fall time in the UK, and you can see there are a lot of leaves on top of the roof as well. Similar to the front, you get these tail lamps as well. The 360-degree camera unit sits here. Lighting all around is LED, and you also get, in addition to all the lighting, a fog lamp down below. You also have a high mount stop lamp, and let's now move on to the boot of this car. Now the boot space here is 306 liters when the seats are slid forward, because they are sliding seats, and if they are slid all the way back, the boot space is 236 liters. You'll get 562 liters of boot space if the seats are folded. A few more details before we get inside. The turn indicators here are integrated with the DRLs. Let's quickly get inside the car and see the features and the interior. Here is the key, a very familiar unit. You would have seen this key on many other Maruti Suzuki cars as well. Now let's have a look at the amount of space that we have in the door panels. And first and foremost, let's see the quality of the door panels. It's finished very nicely. The top part of it is hard plastic. You have some texturing in the middle part, and the entire interior is two-tone. So you have brown and black, and there's more than sufficient space for a big 1-liter water bottle, as well as there's some more space to spare. The armrest here is soft to touch. It's a fabric material, and you also have some more space here for your wallet or a small cell phone. Now, about all the buttons on the door panel, you have these 4 buttons, which here in the UK are all auto up and down, and you have auto folding mirrors along with lock and unlock buttons. And here for the seat, you have 10-way adjustment. The seat upholstery is done in a two-tone brown and black. This is perforated leatherette with a fabric spine and a brown color on the flanks. The headrests at both the ends are adjustable. Now, while the driver's seat is powered, the passenger's seat is manual. And now let's get inside of the driver's seat and see the features on this car. Now, before we get inside, have a look at the cladding at the bottom part of the door, and it covers the sills properly. So while you're getting off the car, your clothes are not going to get soiled. Getting inside the car is really easy. The height is near ideal. And then once you get inside, you'll be welcomed by this twin screen. This one here is 10.25 inches and this one here is 10 inches. The steering wheel here is D-cut. It looks very nice, small and chunky. Let's quickly have a look at the dash of this machine. As you can see on the stalks, both the headlight and wipers are automatic, and the resolution of the touchscreen system is also of a very high order. Here at the center, you have the volume button as well as the push to mute setting, and you have the HVAC controls right here. You have a single zone AC. Of course, you get wireless charging. There are 2 cup holders here, and at the center you have this push to twist and engage gear selector. So on the left you have reverse, at the center you have neutral, and on the right you have D. The parking button sits right here, and you have 3 drive modes to choose from as well. You have eco, normal and sport modes. Now in addition to the 3 modes that I showed you, here you also have the snow mode. Not very sure whether we'll get this in India, but here in the UK spec model has this mode for sure. You have auto hold function and an electronic parking brake as well. Now you also have this regen mode button here, so you can increase the battery recharging if you're in stop start traffic. So while you brake or you roll off the throttle, your battery will get recharged. Let's also have a look at the glove compartment. The headliner is finished in a very good quality fleece and it's all black, looks very nice. And this here is this car's sunroof. The power button looks something like this, and these are the pedals. I'm very comfortable being seated here. There is very nice thigh support. The seats are quite wide and I don't really have a very small or short frame, but I feel very comfortable. So even 6-footers or slightly larger people will not have any problem. The seat belt here is adjustable, and here you can have a look at the sunroof as well. Now the sunroof is fixed glass and this won't open, and that's for sure. The blinds are manual, and here you have the vanity mirrors. You have vanity mirrors at both sides, although these are not illuminated. You have these two lights here though, and here for UK you also have the SOS button. This car comes with 7 airbags including a knee airbag, and it comes loaded with all sorts of electronic safety features. The infotainment system here is provided by Infinity. Let's also quickly have a look at the infotainment screen, and you have these tiles which you can swipe among. Let's go to vehicle and first have a look at the clarity and the quality of the 360-degree camera. Switch to reverse. Alternatively, you can press the view button here. Let's go ahead and press this. And now as you can see, the 360-degree camera has come on. So you can have a look at the 360-degree view, and right now you can see the rear view. You can have a look in the wide view also, and you can also have a look at the wheel. Now just like we have seen on some other Maruti Suzuki cars as well, you have a view of the car in a 360-degree rotating view from the outside or from the inside, and this is quite a familiar unit, and you can choose from all of these settings from this menu right here. You can control all the ADAS features, the vehicle settings, and then you have all the other settings right here. When you go to vehicle, you'll have all the details about the driving range of the car, the battery charge, and you have a lot of other features as well. And you also have TPMS here along with a timer charging feature. The good thing is that this car also comes with native maps, so you don't really need to connect your car to Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Although if you do wish to do so, this car comes equipped with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as well. You also have this really long armrest, and open this to reveal a very cavernous storage space. Now let me just put my other cell phone inside for reference, and this is the amount of space that you have underneath. In addition to this, you also have a lot of space right here, and the car also comes equipped with a Type-C USB socket, another one for connecting for your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the third one is a 12-volt power socket. There is a dead pedal right there as well for those comfortable long journeys. And if you look at the steering wheel, on the right you have all the controls for your ADAS functions as well as cruise control, and on the left hand side you have the audio related controls. This is what the instrument console of the car looks like. And as you can see, on the right hand side you have the range, the battery percentage, and this area here tells you whether the car is consuming power or getting recharged because of the regenerative boost. Here you have the speed in miles per hour, of course, because this is the UK, and here on the left hand side you'll be able to see how many kilowatt hours you are consuming every mile. In addition to all the features that I told you about, this car will also get seat ventilation for the Indian version, and of course it will get all the connected car features that you expect from a modern car as well, along with being able to control the car in terms of turning the power on and cooling the cabin from your app. Maruti Suzuki is also working extensively on developing charging infrastructure, and you'd be able to see all the charging stations that are available to you on their own app. Let's now get to the back seat of the car and see how much space we have there and what amenities has Maruti Suzuki provided. You'd be welcomed by a seat height which is about ideal. On the door panels you have this soft to touch armrest, and there is space for a half-liter water bottle. The door pulls are chrome, And a good thing about this car's back seat is that this seat slides to increase or decrease the space for the people who are seated behind. This way you can also increase or reduce the amount of boot space that you have. So the boot space on this car actually can be increased significantly by sliding these seats forward, and these seat backs can be reclined as per the requirement or preferences of the people who are seated here. Now I am 5 feet 10. I was seated in my driving position, and as you can see there is no dearth of knee room here, and these boots here are meant for trekking. They are quite big, and still I am able to slide them underneath the front seats. You get these two charging sockets here. One is a type A and the other one is a type C. There's some space here. You can probably put your wallet here. A magazine holder on the passenger side seat, and this right here is the amount of headroom that I have. Now, as I mentioned, I am 5 feet 10 and my head is not brushing with the roof. The floorboard is completely flat. This is a skateboard design, and this car's battery has been tested for nail piercing test. It has been tested for flame test, for submersion test, as well as compression test. So this car has been thoroughly tested for safety. You of course have a third 3-point seat belt, and the third headrest also is fully adjustable. Isofix child seat mounts, and here you have the reading lights. Now using this strap here, you can bring this panel down and then it turns into an armrest which also has these twin cup holders. There is a coat hook right here, and let's also quickly have a look at the amount of space we have here. A practical family car, and you actually can seat 3 here for short to medium journeys, since this part here is flat and you don't have any obstruction in the middle. Pop open the bonnet and you'll see that there is no frunk here. The battery capacity here on the car that we'll be driving today is 61 kilowatt hour, and the rated range of this specific version is 500 kilometers, but the WLTP range is 424 kilometers. There is another version which has 49 kilowatt hour of battery, and that would also be available in India. Now for the more powerful version, the peak power is 174 HP and the peak torque is 193 Newton meters. And for the lesser of the two versions with 49 kilowatt hour battery, you'll have 144 HP and 193 Newton meters of torque. The range on the car with the smaller battery will be 342 kilometers WLTP cycle. The claimed 0 to 100 time on this car, the one with the bigger battery pack, is 8.7 seconds for 0 to 100, and for the one with smaller battery pack is 9.6 seconds to the ton. All of those numbers match up really well with the competitions, especially the range on this car is really good. So these are all the colors available. In total, there are 10 colors if you also consider the 4 colors which are available with two-tone. Now in terms of charging times, if you charge it on a 7 kilowatt charger, it will take about 9 hours. If you charge it on an 11 kilowatt charger, it will take about 4.5 hours. And if you find a DC fast charger, this car can be charged from 10 to 80% in about 45 minutes. Finally, the top speed of this car is 150 kilometers per hour. And if you're interested in knowing all the features of this car, pause the video right here, and in front of you, you'll have this list which lists out all the features that you have on the e-Vitara. So guys, I've been driving this car for a little while now, and the good thing is that the UK roads, well, UK is out of the European Union now, but in Europe, the British roads are probably the closest that we'll get to our market. They are not the best in this part of the world. And the initial impressions with the e-Vitara are absolutely fantastic. Now, like I mentioned, this car produces 174 PS of power, which is plenty good for all that you require a car to do in everyday conditions. The acceleration is really brisk, and especially when you put it in sport mode, it feels like a very nice and sporty car to drive. A special mention needs to be made about the steering wheel, which feels very sporty, very heavy, and is significantly better than a lot of other cars in the segment. It has a very nice weighted feel to it, and since this is a Euro spec version, it is riding very nicely, not like a Japanese car but like a very European car. Has a very nice engaging feel to it. The insulation is fantastic, and we are not getting any of the ambient noises inside of the car, save for a very little noise that we are getting from the outside because it's raining, so a bit of tire noise is creeping in. But apart from that, the cabin feels silent as a church. The range on this car, as Maruti Suzuki have mentioned, is about 500, and in the real world you should be able to get about 430 kilometers on a full charge with the bigger 61 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now, while I'll be able to give you a very comprehensive review of this car once we reach back to India, where again we'll get this car, what I can tell you based on my initial impressions is that it's quite unlike a lot of other Maruti Suzuki cars that I've driven. It has a very European feel to it, feels very driver centric, very engaging, and more than anything, it invites the driver to get behind the steering wheel. And these are some of the key qualities which would bring a lot of enthusiasts also into the fold. Of all the electric cars that are available in this segment, this has to be one of the more sporty drives, and that for me at this point in time, after having driven it for a short while, is the key takeaway. So the refinement, the brisk acceleration, the generous range, and the fact that this drives unlike a lot of other Maruti Suzuki cars in a very European, very sporty kind of a manner, is something that we Indians, once this car is launched back there, can look forward to. Now, after having driven this car for a considerable amount of time, what I can tell you is that the ride quality is firm, which is a nice feeling while you're driving on these well-paved roads. And what I'm really looking forward to is, like I mentioned before, a firm riding, comfortable yet a sporty drive from a Maruti Suzuki car. What's also really amazing is the way it has comes into its own in countries where the lanes are beautifully marked and you have speed limits also amazingly well marked. So it shows you every speed sign on the instrument console, and the moment you go even a single kilometer per hour or mile per hour over the specified speed limit, it beeps and let you know that you need to be within that speed limit. So it has functions really work beautifully well on roads where you have proper markings and lanes, and this car is no exception. It works fantastically well in these conditions. This being a Maruti Suzuki car, will be sold through the Nexa dealership. While the prices have not been announced, we'll soon get to know about them, but the expected price of this car should range from 17 lakh rupees up to 22 lakh rupees. And this being a Maruti Suzuki, you can rely on the fact that you would get fantastic service and great reliability as well. The warranty would be 10 years and 1 lakh kilometers on both the car as well as the battery. Would this car be able to push the sales of electric vehicles in India? We really think so, because this brand has a special impact on the Indian audience. What do you think of the Maruti Suzuki e-Vitara after having a look at this car and checking out all the features? Do let us know in the comment section, and until next time, this is your friend Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.